Right now, the average American retiree is paying somewhere between $1,200 and $2,500 every single month just to keep a roof over their head. Rent, mortgage, HOA fees, property taxes, numbers that never stop climbing, no matter how carefully you've planned. If you're living on Social Security or a fixed pension, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. You did everything right. You worked for decades, you saved, and yet the cost of simply existing keeps eating away at everything you set aside. But here's something most people in your situation haven't heard yet. There's a vehicle in development right now, not a car, not a truck, but something that could completely eliminate your housing payment. Something that could let you park anywhere in America, live fully off-grid, and never pay rent again. And the price tag that's been attached to it? $9,990. I'm not asking you to take my word for it. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to decide for yourself whether this is real, whether it makes financial sense for your life, and what the hidden catch really is. Because there is a catch, and most videos won't tell you what it is, what Elon Musk actually said, and what he didn't. Let's stick to the facts. At a recent Tesla shareholder event, Elon Musk said, and I'm quoting directly, "I feel confident in saying it will be the most exciting product unveil ever. Production is probably about 12 to 18 months after that." Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say motorhome. He didn't say $9,990. But what he did describe, a vehicle unlike anything Tesla has ever built, functioning as both transportation and a living space, has since been connected by industry analysts and Tesla insiders to what's now being called the Tesla Motorhome. Here's what we know for sure. Tesla is expanding the Semi platform. A Gen 2 version is in development at Giga Nevada, and Dan Priestley, senior manager of Tesla's Semi program, publicly hinted years ago at a sleeper cab configuration, a vehicle where drivers could live comfortably for multiple days at a time. Take that hint, add Musk's obsession with affordable housing. The man famously lived in a $50,000 prefab home in Texas while running one of the world's largest companies. Add Tesla's track record of reusing platforms to slash costs dramatically, and suddenly the picture starts to make sense. If you're thinking this is just another overpromised Elon idea, stay with me. The engineering math actually works, and that's why Tesla didn't start from scratch. That's also why it could be very good news for your wallet. Here's a key point. Tesla didn't design a motorhome from zero. That would have taken years and cost billions. Instead, they did what they've done before. They took an existing, proven platform and transformed it. Remember the Model Y? Tesla didn't start fresh. They took the Model 3 architecture, widened it, raised the roof, and turned it into one of the best-selling vehicles in American history. Same engineering logic, completely different product. The Tesla Semi Motorhome reportedly follows the exact same playbook. Sources familiar with the project say Tesla is keeping roughly 70% of the Semi's core design: the chassis, the electric motors, the high-voltage electrical system, and the structural frame. What's changing? Cargo space is gone. In its place, a fully livable interior. And before you think that sounds impossible, consider the size of the Semi. Roughly 21 feet long, 8.5 feet wide, and 13 feet tall. That's almost identical to a Class A motorhome. The frame was already there. Tesla just had to decide what to put inside. That decision, reuse rather than reinvent, is what makes the $9,990 price point even remotely possible. And it's the same type of thinking that could make this the most financially significant vehicle announcement for retirees in a generation. So what's inside, and what does it mean for your daily life? Let's walk through it, not as a tech reviewer, but as someone thinking about what actually matters to you. First, the basics. The interior reportedly includes a full sleeping area with a fold-down or fixed bed, a compact yet functional kitchen with an induction cooktop, refrigerator and storage, a bathroom with toilet and shower, and full HVAC, heating and air conditioning, all powered entirely by the onboard battery. No generator noise, no exhaust fumes, no $80 a night campground hookup fee. To power all this without a generator, Tesla is reportedly equipping the motorhome with a 220 kilowatt-hour battery pack, scaled down from the Semi's 800 kilowatt-hour commercial configuration. That gives an estimated 300 miles of driving range per charge, more than enough to go from Texas to New Mexico, Florida to Tennessee, or California up into Oregon. But here's what really sets this vehicle apart from every diesel motorhome you've ever seen. Tesla is integrating what's essentially a Powerwall system directly into the vehicle. That means while you're parked for days or even weeks, the battery isn't just sitting idle. It's functioning as your home's grid system. Lights, fridge, climate control, all running silently with zero fuel cost from stored electricity. Think about that for a moment. No 2 a.m. generator, no propane to refill, no monthly electric bill. Just silence, power, complete control over your environment. And the solar roof? That's what changes the long-term math completely. Tesla reportedly plans to include a solar array across the roofline. Not a token panel, but enough to meaningfully recharge the battery while you're parked in sunlight. Park for 3 or 4 days in Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, or Southern California, and the roof generates enough electricity to extend your usable battery life without ever plugging in. You're essentially getting free energy every sunny day. Over a year, for a retiree who moves slowly, staying a week here, 2 weeks there, the energy cost could drop to near zero. Compare that to a traditional diesel motorhome, which burns $5,000 to $10,000 a year on fuel alone, plus another $2,000 to $4,000 in maintenance, oil changes, transmission service, exhaust repairs, generator upkeep, costs that never stop. The Tesla Motorhome, if the solar integration works as reported, could eliminate that entire expense, not reduce it, eliminate it. And the 48-volt system? Here's why it matters even more than battery size. Most people skip past this part. Don't. Dan Priestley confirmed earlier this year that the next generation semi-platform is moving to a 48-volt low-voltage electrical architecture, up from the 12 and 24-volt systems used in virtually every RV and truck on the road today. Why does this matter to you? In a standard RV, running high-draw appliances, air conditioning, an induction stove, a washer, dryer, requires thick, heavy copper wiring and causes significant energy loss. It's inefficient, it's costly, and it's one of the reasons traditional motorhomes feel underpowered for real living. A 48-volt system delivers the same power through lighter wiring, with less heat, less energy loss, and far more stability. In everyday terms, your air conditioner runs more efficiently during Arizona's summer heat. Your kitchen appliances perform reliably. Your lights don't flicker when the compressor kicks on. It's the kind of upgrade that doesn't make headlines, but it's the difference between a vehicle that kind of works as a home and one that actually functions like a home. This isn't camping. This is designed to be a real house that happens to move. Starlink integration, the end of isolation on the road. Here's one of the biggest fears I hear from people considering full-time RV living or even extended road trips. What if I need to reach my doctor, my family? What if there's an emergency and I'm in the middle of nowhere? Traditional motorhomes have no answer. You're dependent on cell towers. In rural areas, you lose signal, you lose navigation, you lose access to the outside world. The Tesla Motorhome reportedly solves this with direct Starlink satellite internet integration built into the vehicle's onboard system. Starlink now covers virtually the entire continental US, including areas where no cell tower has ever existed. The mountains of Montana, the high desert of Nevada, the backwoods of Maine. With Starlink on board, you maintain a live, high-speed internet connection anywhere you park. That means telehealth appointments with your doctor, video calls with your grandchildren, real-time GPS navigation, emergency communication, and yes, streaming whatever you want to watch at night. The fear of being cut off, of being unreachable when something goes wrong, disappears completely. And that's not a small thing. For many retirees, that fear alone keeps them tethered to a fixed address and a monthly rent check. The real cost comparison. Let's run the numbers together. I want to be direct because this is where most videos get vague. Current average rent in the United States is $1,500 to $2,200 per month, depending on your state. Over 10 years, at $1,800 a month, that's $216,000 handed to a landlord. Money gone, nothing to show for it. And that assumes your rent never increases, which it always does. Now consider the Tesla Motorhome scenario. Purchase price is $9,990. Even if you finance it at a higher rate, the monthly payment on a $9,990 vehicle is negligible compared to rent. Campground fees for full hookups? $400 to $800 a month at most RV parks. Many retirees use public land, Bureau of Land Management areas, where stays are free for up to 14 days, then you move to the next spot. Electricity cost with the solar roof and battery system? Potentially under $100 a month. Total monthly housing cost with this.
And unlike rent, this vehicle is an asset you own, something with resale value, something that can't raise its price on you in January. The challenges, because this is not a perfect story. I told you at the beginning there was a catch. Here it is. Honestly, no softening. Challenge 1. The megacharger network is still limited. Tesla's Semi uses megachargers, not the standard superchargers found at thousands of locations nationwide. Megacharger stations are currently concentrated along major freight corridors. For a retiree who wants to travel off the beaten path, finding a megacharger when your battery is low could be a serious problem in 2026. The solar roof helps. You can recharge slowly while parked, but for fast charging on a long drive, the infrastructure isn't there yet. Challenge 2. Vehicle weight regulations. A motorhome built on the Semi platform will be heavy, significantly heavier than a standard Class B or Class C motorhome. This affects where you can legally park, what roads you can take, and which campgrounds will accept you. Some state parks and private campgrounds have weight limits that could exclude this vehicle. Challenge 3. This product has not been officially announced. I want to be completely transparent. The $9,990 price point comes from industry sources and analysts, not from a Tesla press release. Musk has hinted at a living vehicle. The Semi Gen 2 is confirmed. The motorhome configuration is reported, but not publicly confirmed. Do not put any money down for this vehicle. If anyone contacts you asking for a deposit or reservation fee for a Tesla motorhome, that is a scam, full stop. Tesla's larger vision and why this is just the beginning. Here's what makes this more than just a single product announcement. Tesla is quietly assembling an entire ecosystem of lifestyle vehicles. The Cybertruck Camper, a modular living pod for the truck bed, is already in development. A Tesla van-based compact motorhome is reportedly in early design at Giga Nevada, and the Semi motorhome would sit at the top of this lineup as the flagship full living option. If Tesla executes this vision, they won't just be selling vehicles, they'll be offering a completely different way to live in retirement, one that costs less, moves freely, stays connected, and doesn't depend on a landlord, utility company, or property management firm for your basic survival. That's no longer a transportation company. That's a company building infrastructure for human freedom. And the people who stand to benefit the most from that freedom? Exactly the people watching this video right now. What a typical week could actually look like. Let's make this concrete, because numbers and specs only go so far. Picture a retired couple in their late 60s. Monday morning, you leave Tucson, Arizona, battery fully charged, 300 miles of range. You drive northwest towards Sedona, about 180 miles. The drive costs roughly $10 in electricity. You arrive midday, find a Bureau of Land Management site just outside town, completely free, and park with a view of the red rocks. You don't plug in, you don't need to. The solar roof starts replenishing your battery the moment you stop moving. By sunset, you've recovered 40 miles of range just from sitting in Arizona sunlight. Starlink is live. You video call your daughter in Georgia, you watch the evening news, air conditioning runs quietly all night. Wednesday, you decide to stay 2 more days. Battery plus daily solar recharge hasn't dropped below 70%, even while running climate control and all appliances. Not a dollar spent on electricity since arrival. Friday, you move on toward the Grand Canyon South Rim, another 120-mile drive. Total energy cost, about $7. Total cost for your 4-day stay in Sedona, under $20. Now compare that to a hotel, rental, or even a traditional RV campground with hookup fees. The math isn't close. This is what Tesla understands that most housing companies don't. For retirees on fixed incomes, the greatest financial threat isn't a single large expense. It's the relentless accumulation of monthly costs that never stop. Rent, utilities, maintenance fees, parking, all compounding year after year against an income that doesn't grow. A self-powered, self-sufficient vehicle doesn't just reduce those costs, it restructures the entire financial equation of retirement living. That's no longer a transportation company. That's a company building infrastructure for human freedom. And the people who stand to benefit the most from that freedom? Exactly the people watching this video right now. The software advantage nobody is talking about. There's one more thing before we close, something traditional RV manufacturers cannot match, and it matters more than most people realize. Tesla vehicles receive over-the-air software updates. Just like your phone downloads a new operating system overnight, Tesla pushes improvements directly to the vehicle. No dealership or service center required. For a motorhome used as a primary residence, that matters enormously. Navigation stays current. Energy management software improves over time, learning when to draw from the battery versus the solar panels based on your habits. Safety features update automatically. The interface becomes more intuitive as Tesla learns how owners actually live in these vehicles. Traditional motorhome owners know a very different reality. The navigation in a 2019 diesel RV stuck on 2019 maps. The generator software, the same one it's shipped with. No updates, no improvements. What you bought is what you have until it breaks. With a Tesla motorhome, the vehicle you own on day one is not the same vehicle you'll have in year 3. It gets better. That's a fundamental shift in what it means to own something. Here's the bottom line. The Tesla Semi Motorhome, if it lands near $9,990, is one of the rare technology products that could genuinely reduce what you spend every month to live. Not theoretically, but in real dollars. The engineering is feasible. The platform exists, the math works, but it's not officially confirmed. The charging network has real gaps, and anyone asking for a deposit right now, scam, walk away. 2 questions before you go, and I read every comment. Would you live in this full-time or just use it for extended trips? Drop a 1-line answer below. I'm using responses to shape the next video. What's your biggest concern? Charging infrastructure? Vehicle weight? Price too good to be true? Tell me, because that's exactly what I'll cover next week. A full breakdown of whether this vehicle is practical for retirees, state by state, with real numbers. If you're not subscribed, hit that button now and turn on the bell. This channel doesn't chase views. It exists to give honest analysis, the trade-offs, risks, and real opportunities before you make a decision that affects the rest of your financial life. No hype, no sales pitch. Just the facts, every week. I'll see you in the next one.